Hey everyone, my name is Lauren Eckstrom, and this is a recording of a free, live, virtual class I offer every single week. You can join us by signing up for my newsletter at laurenexstrom.com. I hope you enjoy this practice. Be sure to click subscribe below, and I will see you at the end. And so always this reminder that this is your time and this is your space. And I know what I've really been sensing recently inside of myself, but I don't think that it's unique to me based on conversations with friends and students and loved ones, that there's this deep sense of collective exhaustion right now. Exhausted by the news, exhausted by social media, exhausted by other people's opinions, exhausted by your own opinions about things that are going on in the world. And so I'd really like to step into this practice today by extending an invitation. Before we even begin, is there something special that you could do for yourself right now to mark the start of this practice? An example might be lighting a candle that's nearby just to set an intention. It might be grabbing, if you like essential oil, your favorite essential oil, and kind of like putting a little bit of that on your temples or your hands, but just kind of seeing if there's something special that you might do to set the tone of this practice as a tone, which it always is, of self-care. And so you might take that moment and decide what that is for you. Do you need to dim the lights? Do you want to light some incense? Do you want to take a second and adjust something for yourself, for your environment? And really taking that moment as a moment of creating kind of a sacred pause at the start of practice. So there really is no hurry or no rush to do that. It might take a moment, it might take a minute or two. So take the time that you need to drop into this space consciously and together as a collective. And once you've done that, if it's something that you've chosen to do in your own time, eventually we'll make our way to child's pose today to begin. Bring the big toes together. Separate the knees just as wide as appropriate and right for you. And then either outstretch your arms and rest your forehead to the floor, or put a block underneath your forehead, or stack your forearms and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Allow your eyes to close. And take a few full, deep breaths. I'm beginning to expand the breath, not just down and into the belly, but out and into the sides of the body. And in child's pose, maybe you even feel the breath starting to expand down across the sacrum, as if you could breathe all the way down and into that triangular bone at the base of the back. And allowing each out breath to symbolically lead you to a deeper release and letting go. As if each out breath in these opening moments were a shedding, letting go of any unnecessary stress or tension, any busyness of the mind or even the heart. Letting each out breath be a pouring out of you, like your mat could just take it all on. Your mat can be this dumpster, really, this place where you unload whatever you no longer need. And from there, as the eyes stay closed and the breath stays deep, extend your arms out if they're not already there. And staying down low, just pick the chest up a tiny bit, gaze slightly forward toward the top of the mat, like you could get a little bit longer through the sides of the waist and the back of the heart. Staying soft in the face and the corners of the eyes. Just start to crawl the torso and the hands up and over to the right. You might even lift the chest up and place it on top of the right thigh. And as you walk both hands over to the right, you might stack the left hand on top of the right and then bow the head back down again. It doesn't mean that it touches the floor. And then a big breath into the left side body, getting longer from left hip, across the left waist, up and underneath the left armpit, and expanding all of that beautiful left side waist tissue, as if you could breathe into the left lung. And see if you can already, even at the start of practice, just start to slow things down, slow your breath down. And knowing that as you use the prana, as you use the life force in that really conscious way, starting to direct the breath in a slower, deeper way, that it will start to permeate the mind. Staying down low, crawl back through the center, a little lift of the chest, and then all the way up and over to the left. Resting the right hand on top of the left this time, and then bow the forehead down. And this side might feel a little bit different. Maybe this side's a little more tender or tight, or a little more open and spacious. And simply breathe into what's here. You're not trying to make anything happen, and that really gets into the deeper intention of today's practice. That as we cultivate within us the experience of dignity and grace, we're not trying to make anything happen, that the qualities of dignity and grace are qualities of deep listening, of presence, humility, and generosity. And so can you bring those qualities into how you treat yourself, your body, your mind, your heart, and your practice today? And staying down low, crawl your hands back through the center, press the hips back a little bit, and just remember, as if you could take a memory picture, that this pose is always here for you as many times as you need it. On an inhale, rise up to all fours, keeping the hands a little bit ahead of the shoulders, tuck the toes under and head back into downward facing dog. Separate the feet as wide as you need. You might put a little bend into the knees to arc the tail up a little bit higher. Then on the inhale, float to upper push-up plank position, shoulders above the wrists. Knees down underneath the hips as you exhale into tabletop pose. Linking breath to movement, drop the belly on an inhale, arc the tail to the sky, lift the heart up, pull the heart through the gateway of the chest. Then exhale, tuck the tail, drop the head, lift the sides of the waist, open up through the back of the heart, hang the head, again like you could get empty in the head. On an inhale, dip the belly down again, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the toes as you exhale and press back to downward facing dog. On the breath, 2 more like this. Inhale, forward, top of a push-up plank. Tabletop as you exhale. Cow pose, inhale, belly low, tail high. Exhale, cat pose, lift the navel to the sky. Inhale, melt the navel, lift the heart, find that little sense of a back bend. Down dog as you exhale, tuck the toes, firm the thighs back. One more time on the breath. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees softly land on the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, gaze forward. Don't throw the head back. Exhale, hang the head. See how round you can get as you drive the floor away. Last time, inhale, belly melts and heart lifts as the chest spreads. Down dog as you exhale, keep that lift of the tail growing long up and out of the low back. Pause in downward facing dog. Take one more inhale here, press the hips up and back. Bend the knees as you exhale, look forward and take a very slow walk up to your hands. So as one foot steps forward, press the heel to the earth and then step the next foot forward and press the heel down. So starting to wake up the backs of the legs. If you're a little bit tight in the backs of the legs, you might come up onto the tips of the fingers. That always supports me, I know. When you get to the top of the mat, let the head hang for a moment, fold over the thighs. Slip the hands to the shins, take an inhale, pull the heart forward, never pressing the hands into the legs. They're just really there to help give you that nice height to lift the chest parallel to the earth. Then exhale, fold. And again, if things are a little bit tight, you might put a micro bend into the knees. Circle the arms to the sky. Inhale, press through the feet as you rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, pull your hands to your heart and then place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Pause there, hands on the body, and imagine that you could breathe into both of your hands, feeling the whole center line of the body inflated with the breath. And Thoreau famously said, "It is a characteristic of wisdom not to do desperate things." And I believe that dignity and grace are characteristics of wisdom. And so can you today flow with wisdom, wise action for what it means to you to embody yoga, to be here in your body together in this community as we link breath to movement and to put forward first inside of yourself the values that you most want to see alive in our world. So can you listen inwardly? Can you have compassion inwardly? Can you sustain presence inwardly? And knowing that if we can first cultivate that within ourselves, then maybe we will start to see it outside. And so from this place, we flow together. Circle the arms up, inhale, press through the feet, lift up. Exhale, fold forward, dive down and empty out. Chest out, inhale, lengthen your spine, your back. Plant the hands as you exhale, step back to the top of a push-up and lower the body all the way down onto the mat today. Release the tops of the feet, keep the hands by the low ribs, and on an inhale, lift the heart and also lift both legs. So a variation of cobra as you stretch through the toes. Then exhale, lay everything back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, inhale, press to plank, and then exhale, shift back to downward facing dog. And we're just gonna flow like this a few times. Take your attention back inside of yourself. That tendency we have to dissociate, to look around our space, to check notifications, to move the attention anywhere except for what's happening right here within us. So have a little bit of a sense of humor, know that it's happening for all of us. And when you notice it, that level of awareness, that dimension of awareness is coming alive, that's your practice working. And in that moment, you have a choice to once again re-embody yoga, re-embody dignity and grace. You carve this time out, keep gifting it to yourself. Here we go, we flow. We'll link this together. Take an inhale, press the hips back. Exhale, bend the knees, step or walk the feet to the top of the mat. Chest out, inhale, make space. Exhale, forward fold and soften. To the sky, inhale, press through the feet, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart, and then one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly again. Inhale, circle both arms up, rise, maybe gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, dive down and empty out. Heart out, inhale, make space through the side waist and the back. Hands down, exhale, step to plank and lower slow all the way down onto the mat. Inhale to cobra, legs lift, toes reach back, shoulders roll back. Exhale, lower slow to the earth. Plank pose, inhale, press into the hands. Down dog, exhale, strong legs draw you up and back. Align the ears between the upper arms. Let the corners of the eyes soften, whether they open or close. And once again, you just consciously start to direct the flow of energy, the energy in the body, the energy of prana, the energy of the breath, so that then you start to direct the energy of the mind in a dignified and graceful way. Take an inhale, press the sitting bones up and back. Bend the knees as you exhale, step, float or fly, feet to meet your hands. Halfway out, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. To the sky, inhale, rise all the way up tall to stand. Hands to the heart as you exhale, one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, hands on the body. Circle the arms up, inhale, reach up, maybe arch back at the top. Exhale, fold down, empty back out. Inhale, gaze out halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank, lower slow, your elbows hug your waist. No rushing today. Inhale, cobra, legs lift, shoulders roll, elbows hug in. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. Plank pose is your in-breath. Down dog, exhale, press it all the way up and back. Pause in downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And open the mouth, exhale. Let it go. 2 more times. Deep inhale through the nose. Out the mouth, maybe with a sigh. 1 more time. Inhale, unafraid to make sound. Open the mouth, exhale. On an inhale, float your right leg up and off the mat, parallel to the earth. Knee to your nose as you exhale. Roll the shoulders over the wrists. Resist the urge to rush. Inhale, float the right leg all the way up and back. Exhale, step the right foot through between the hands. Drop the left knee down. And on an inhale, rise to a low lunge and keep your back left toes tucked today. Take an inhale, grow a little bit tall, lengthening your tail down, lifting your pubic bone towards your face. So maybe you actually feel a stretch across the top of the left thigh. Then as you exhale, turn to the right and spread your arms out wide, coming into that wide twist that we're familiar with. Keep the shoulders above the hips. Stretch the arms out away from each other and just make some space across both the front and the back of the heart. Give it one last little moment there as you give the body a little bit of a wringing out. Then back to center, inhale, circle the arms up, take a full breath in, reach up. Hands down, framing your front right foot as you exhale. Inhale, lift the left knee and pull the heart forward. Get a little long through the spine. As you exhale, rock the hips back, fold over your right leg, straightening it just your own amount today. Take a moment there, let the head hang. Your right leg never needs to be completely straight. You could always put 2 blocks underneath your hands for support. On your next inhale, rebend your right knee, lengthen the spine out, take the rounding out of the back. Then exhale, step the left foot forward and fold top of your mat. Chest out, inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold and drop back in. Bend your knees as you inhale, sit back to your first chair pose. Weight into the heels. Draw the upper arms back by the ears. Gaze forward toward the horizon. Take 1 more inhale here just for the setup round. Sit a little bit deep. Then press to stand as you exhale. Trace that center line right back to your heart. So with dignity and grace, you attend to yourself, your practice today. Back to chair pose. Inhale, sit back, toes light. Maybe they even spread. Forward fold, exhale, drop the head. Flat back, inhale, take the rounding out. Plank pose, exhale, step back, chaturanga on the same out breath. Cobra or up dog. Inhale as the shoulders wrap back. Down dog as you exhale from the pit of the navel, from your very center, pulls you up and back. Inhale, left leg floats slow and strong. Knee to nose as you exhale, pull it up and in. Inhale, float the left leg all the way up and back. Exhale, step lightly the left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee slowly to the mat. Inhale to your low lunge on your left side. And again, this might be a little bit different. Right and left legs are used very differently in life. You might notice that if, especially your right side dominant, that you always step with your right foot first. Or if you live in a city where you use a car a lot, maybe you use your right leg more. So the right quadricep, the right hip might have a lot more tension to it. Drop the tail down, lift the pubic bone up, awaken the front of the right thigh. So it's not about how deep we can get into the hips. We actually want to pull back a little bit and make this about strength as the inner thighs hug in. Take 1 more inhale, grow tall, and then exhale, twist to the left. Right arm forward, left arm behind, and take a couple of moments there. Find one place for your eyes, whether they open or close, and continue to breathe. And you just sense that dignity and grace are about finding that stopping point. You're not pushing past a reasonable boundary, a reasonable edge. On an inhale, center, reach up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, place the hands down, frame the front foot. Back knee lifts, heart forward on an inhale, make again some space. Then exhale, rock the hips back, straighten the left leg, fold over your left thigh to your very own personal degree, knowing that there's time. Sense that your fingertips are still soft. Your left toes are still soft, so you're ungripped. On an inhale, rebend the left knee, send the heart forward, the shoulders back, and then exhale, step the right foot forward, fold top of the mat. Chest out, inhale, lengthen, lift the heart up. Then exhale, fold and melt back in on yourself. Knees bend, inhale, sit back, chair pose. Stand as you exhale, pull the hands to the heart, and we flow. Inhale, chair pose, sit deep. Exhale, dive over your version of straight legs. Inhale, Ardha, halfway. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank or float to chaturanga and lower on the out breath. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Down dog, exhale, we keep moving. Right leg up, inhale. Knee to nose, one time, exhale. Inhale, right leg floats back. Exhale, right foot through top of the mat, back knee to the mat. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, twist and spread to the right. Inhale to the center, grow tall. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, back knee lifts, heart pulls forward and out. Exhale, straighten the right leg and drop your way in. Inhale, rebend the right knee. Exhale, step forward, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, inhale, sit back deep. Exhale, stand, pull the hands to the heart space. Inhale, chair pose, heels take the weight. Exhale, dive and let it all go. Inhale, glance out, lengthen spine and back. Hands down, exhale, step back or float back, lower steady to the mat. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Down dog, exhale, press back. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, knee to nose, thigh to chest. Inhale, heel to the sky. Exhale, step it through light. Low lunge, inhale, both arms rise. Exhale, twist and spread to the left side. Inhale, back to the center, grow tall. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, back knee up and heart ahead. Exhale, rock the hips back, drop the head. Inhale, rebend your left knee. Exhale, right foot steps up to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand with grace and dignity back to your heart. Inhale, rebend the knees, sit back. Exhale, dive and fold your way in. Inhale, glance out and lengthen. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower slow or skip it, you guys. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Down dog, exhale, one more time, right and left. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, thigh to chest. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot between hands. Inhale, low lunge, you rise. Exhale, twist to the right side. Inhale, back to center, you lift the heart. Exhale, hands down slow. Inhale, heart forward, back leg lifts. Exhale, rock your hips back. Inhale, rebend your right knee. Exhale, step forward and fold in. Inhale, glance out halfway. Exhale, drop your head. Rebend the knees, inhale, chair pose to sit. Stand as you exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, rebend the knees, chair pose, strong legs, steady gaze. Exhale, dive and fold in. Inhale, pull the chest out. Hands down, exhale, step back, elbows hug the waist. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Down dog, exhale, press back. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose, thigh to chest. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot through light. Inhale, low lunge last time. Exhale, twist to the left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, heart forward, back knee up. Exhale, rock the hips back. Inhale, rebend the left knee. Exhale, step top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand hands to Anjali right at the heart space. Land within. Inhale, rebend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, dive fingertips to the mat. Inhale, pull the chest out ahead, hands down as you exhale, step to plank and lower, or just press back to down dog. Inhale to your back bend if you take the vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing. Pause in downward facing dog. Feel your two hands on the mat. Feel where the pads of the feet connect with the earth. And then as you feel the connection of the hands down on the mat, down on the ground, can you take your attention back inside yourself, aware of the sensations at the level of the body without judging them or criticizing them? I have a dear friend, they're teaching their daughter how to meditate. And the other night, as they were sitting with her and meditating, they heard her whisper under her breath, "What did you say, body?" And they asked her what she said, and she said, "Hey guys, I'm checking in with my body." So if children can learn to do this, we as adults, maybe we need to relearn it a little bit. Check in with your body. What's here for you? What's asking for your kind attention? Take an inhale, press the hips up and back. We'll move on. Bend the knees as you exhale, step or float. Hop the mat. Lying forward. Drop the hips, sit back to chair pose 1 second. Look what we call a drishti. You don't have to tense your eyes to rest them there. It's almost like you could smile with the eyes and they soften a little bit. As you keep breathing, keep the knees bent and pop up onto the toes. Lift the heels up away from the mat. And as you balance on the toes, maybe you even sit a little bit deeper for a moment. On an inhale, stand up on the toes, heels still lifted. So these toes, they get shoved into these dark little places and forgotten about. The first thing we lose as we age is balance. So we're reawakening the soles of the feet. Take one more big inhale here. Then exhale, drop the heels down to the floor. Drop your right arm down by your right side and reach the left arm up and overhead. Press your right hand into your right thigh. Reach your left arm up and over, and kind of like that opening child's pose we were in, can you now breathe into your left lung? Even though you know both lungs will continue to receive the breath, could you imagine sending more breath into your left side? On an inhale, back up through the center, reach both arms high. Exhale, left hand to the out, left side, right arm and side stretch. Yes, together move. Causing this collective exhaustion, one of the things that we can do is mindfully slow down, even if it feels counterintuitive. On an inhale, come back to center, both arms reach up. Rebend the knees as you exhale, sit back, chair pose, take a goodbye breath. Forward fold, exhale, feel the space you made. Chest out, inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower slow through the vinyasa if you like. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Down dog as you exhale, press back. On an inhale, float your right leg parallel to the mat and then keep it lifted. We're gonna wake up the back of the leg. Pulse the heel to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale, leg lifted. Then exhale, step the right foot forward. This time, spin the back foot flat, setting up for warrior 1, feet hip distance. Circle the arms to the sky on an in-breath and rise up into Virabhadrasana 1. Stand into the blade of the back left foot. Keep firming the back left thigh straight back. And then take your right thigh and draw it back, turning your torso forward, your navel forward to the top of the mat. And so you take that warrior-like stance inside of yourself, like that great warrior Virabhadra, whose fingertips broke through the earth. So the energy is rising up, not just down into the legs. So you counter the strength of the legs with what in yoga we call Udana Vayu, the rising flow of energy through the sides of the body, the spine, the crown of the head, the tips of the fingers. Take one more inhale here, reach up. Exhale, pull hands to the heart, then drop the hands down onto the hips. Straighten the front right leg, and then step the left foot about a way, turning the back left front left corner of the mat to the extent that your ankle will allow you to do that today. Right hand stays on the right hip, and then use that right hand almost to draw the right hip back a little bit. Reach the left arm up, take an inhale, and then feel the line of energy going from your left foot to your left hand. Take an inhale, grow a little bit taller, lean out halfway as you exhale. As the left arm reaches forward, use the right hand to gently draw the right hip back. Take one more inhale here. And then twisting triangle as you exhale, maybe left hand to right shin, maybe to a block outside or even inside of the foot if it's best. And for some of us, we like to leave our right hand on our right hip to feel that energy of the right thigh being reminded to pull back. Or if you'd like, you can circle the right arm to the sky, but you don't have to. Keep sending the heart forward, all of that space that you've already worked on cultivating from the tail through the crown of the head. So to the extent that's possible today, when we twist, we take the rounding out of the back. Keep firming through the feet. Keep spreading through the toes. And then wherever your gaze turns, maybe up toward that right thumb, maybe straight ahead, or maybe down toward the floor, can you breathe gracefully? Can you breathe into your experience, even if it's challenging, with dignity? What does dignity look like in the face of challenge? Like Thoreau said, it's certainly not desperate. Take one more inhale, lean back, open up. Then exhale, fold over your front right leg. Let the fingertips drop, let the head drop. Take a moment there. Notice if it would help you to nod your head a little yes, nod your head a little bit no. Make some space between your upper and lower teeth, as if the tongue could just rest in the lower portion of the jaw. Staying down low, start to crawl your hands to the left and then turn all 10 of your toes to the left. Parallel your bit of a closer stance than traditional prasarita. Bring the fingertips underneath the face, pull the heart forward, and keeping your left hand underneath your left shoulder, inhale the right arm to the sky. So a little bit of a wider version than what you were just in. You can turn your right hand to face behind you. You can drop your right hand to your low back or even to your inner left thigh. And then as you slip the heart forward, slip the left shoulder down your back. Strong press of the legs back. Strong lift of the heart forward and out. Give it one last little moment there. If the right hand went behind you, reach the right arm to the sky, take an inhale, then exhale, slowly release the right hand down and put a little bend into your knees. Let both arms hang like a rag doll and slowly roll your way up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. The head is the very last thing to come up. The shoulders roll down and back. On an inhale, circle the arms up. And as you exhale, hook the right elbow underneath the left. So you find Garudasana with the arms. We go from external rotation to internal rotation. Hug the forearms in. Take an inhale, lean back, lift the elbows to the sky. And then as you exhale, just pull the elbows towards your chest, towards your navel, and round through the upper back. And imagine that you could breathe the back of the heart open, the shoulder blades apart. Keeping the arms intertwined, 2 more times. Inhale, press the elbows up to the sky, the forearms to the sky. Exhale, pull the elbows down and in as if they could pull to your navel. 1 more time. Inhale, lean back, press the elbows up. Exhale, curl and pull the elbows to your navel. On an inhale, draw the chest forward, lift the arms up. Exhale, spread the arms out wide. Let the shoulders slip down the back. Keeping the legs straight, turn your left toes now to face the back of your mat as your right toes turn slightly in. Reverse triangle. On an inhale, lift the left arm up, lift the left hip up, lean back, take a deep breath in. Full Trikonasana to your left leg, triangle pose to your back left leg. Reach the left arm forward, drop the left hand to the left shin or a block outside the right arm to the sky. Spread long hand, sit in your entire experience that you're having. What is your body trying to communicate to you today? That part of dignity and grace embodied are this willingness to listen, to slow down, to not be in such a hurry or a rush, or maybe even more importantly, not to assume that we know what's going on. From that place of deep listen, left knee, warrior. Inhale, circle the left arm all the way up and back, lean back, take a full breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, spin to your back right toes, and drop the right knee down behind the right hip. Release the top of the right foot. Rock the hips back and straighten your left leg. You might grab blocks here for support as you come into Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits. Left toes draw towards you. Left hip pulls back, and then reach the heart forward and out. So not so much about laying the chest down over the leg, although of course you can, but cultivating space in the entirety of the back body, from tail to crown of head, from sole of foot to root of left hip. And take just a moment there as you flex the left toes, they draw back towards you, and it's as if you try to drag the skin of the left heel back. Notice where you got tight, tense, or resistant. Soften fingertips, jaw, even soften the breath. Can you breathe a little more expansively? On an inhale, rebend the left knee. Shift the fingertips forward, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and then cross the right ankle behind the left. So as the ankles cross, stay down low and then crawl the hands to the right for a moment. So you begin to awaken the out seam of the left leg. Inner thighs still hugging in toward each other, helping you to balance and find center. Fingertips back toward the middle, glance out halfway. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, fold and drop over strong legs, ankles still crossed. Inhale, rise to the sky and catch and interlace everything but the first finger up and overhead. Hug the upper arm bones in toward the ears, toward the sides of the head, so you feel really connected to your center. Exhale, lean to the right. Take the arms up and over. Press down into the feet and let that left hip kick out to the left side. On an inhale, grow tall back up through center. Hands to the heart as you exhale, tilt the torso out halfway and float the right leg up and back behind you, finding your first Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Hands at the heart, take an inhale. As you exhale, tap the right knee back of the left knee. Maybe you falter a little bit. What does it look like to fall with grace? Inhale, back to third warrior, heart forward, right leg back. 2 more. Exhale, right knee taps to the back of the left. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Last time. Exhale, right knee taps the back of the left. Inhale to third warrior, pause there. Hands down as you exhale, fold into your version of standing splits. Walk the hands in either side of that foot. They could even come to blocks. Be there for a moment as you drop down and in, left leg talking to you. And can we resist the urge to assume that a lot of sensation is bad? But there's actually a lot of good sensation that comes from things that are intense, good information, growth, expansion. 1 more inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot drops down to meet the left. Chest out, inhale, take the rounding out of the back. Exhale, fold, and we go right into the second side. Bend the knees, drop the hips, sit back, chair pose. Be there for a moment. And again, this energy of deep humility means a willingness to be present. Now that we're coming into the second side, resist the urge of the mind to predict and jump ahead. Pop up onto the toes on an inhale, heels rise. And dignity and grace are not about perfection. You're going to wobble here. You're going to shake side to side. And we really see, can I show up in the imperfections with a quality of presence, a lightheartedness, a willingness, a curiosity? Rise to standing on the toes. Inhale, press through the toes, awaken the feet. If you falter out of it several times, how normal that would be. These feet get no attention. They're asking for it. Take a big inhale. Heels drop as you exhale. Right hand drops, reach the left arm up and over. Soften away from any unnecessary tension. There's good tension that helps to support the pose. And any tension beyond what supports the pose is what we would call stress. On an inhale, right arm sweeps up to meet the left. Exhale, left arm drops down, right arm up and overhead. Really sweet side body stretch. You could look down, you could look straight ahead, you could look up and under the arm. Find a place that's right for you today, not where you think you should or have to be. Inhale, left arm up to meet the right. Bend the knees as you exhale, sit back, last chair pose of the day. Take an inhale, dive down as you exhale. Flat back inhale, gaze ahead. Hands down, exhale, step or float back to chaturanga, lower slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Down dog as you exhale, press back. Left leg lifts on an inhale, keep it lifted and just pulse the heel up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs still lifted, right heel still heavy. Take a goodbye breath in. Step the left foot forward as you exhale, pivot the back foot flat. First warrior to your left leg. Inhale as you rise. Sit down to the left thigh. And then again for a moment, maybe you close your eyes. What is it like for you to be here right now in this body, in this breath, committed to your practice, taking care of yourself? That sometimes what we need to heal mental exhaustion is to do exactly what we're doing right here together as a collective, to drop away from the distractions and to drop fully into this present moment experience. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart, hands to the hips, straighten the front left leg, step the right foot up slightly. Feet are still heel to heel distance. Keep the left hand on the hip, reach the right arm to the sky. Drop your sitting bones down slightly, lift the pubic bone up towards your face again, just like you did in that low lunge. Inhale, grow a little tall. Keep all of that. Exhale, lean out halfway. Reach the sitting bones back, reach the right arm forward, make as much space as is possible today. Then drop the right hand maybe to your left shin or to a block. Use the left hand to draw the left hip back, the heart forward. So you use the arms as levers. And when your body clicks into place, stop. Maybe the left arm goes to the sky if it feels appropriate and right for you. Notice these times in your practice that are not gracious, where you should all over yourself. And there are times where we want to be challenged. It's really important. And then there are times where it's goal oriented, and that's not really supportive to really embodying these values we're looking to live off our mat. Take an inhale, lean back, open up. Exhale, fold over your left thigh, drop your head. Take a moment there. Fingertips could be on the earth, hands could be on blocks. Melt in on yourself. Together, we'll flutter the lips. Big inhale here. Flutter the lips, exhale. Just softening the face. Stay down low, start to crawl the hands to the right this time, and then turn the toes again toward the right. Parallel the outer edges of the feet with the outer edges of the mat. Come up onto the fingertips, pull the heart forward, firm the thighs back. Right hand under right shoulder, left arm to the sky. You could stay there or turn the left hand behind and drop the left hand to the low back or the right hip. So if it feels like there's just not a lot of space today for whatever reason, put a block underneath your right hand, lift your chest up more. Anatomically, most of us need this. I mean, really everybody needs it because we're not really built to lift our chest parallel with our hand on the floor. True for so many of these poses, the one that we're in, half moon, so many others. So use the blocks to help you make the space you need to have that good open flow of energy. If the left hand's behind you, inhale it to the sky, and then exhale, fold back between the legs, little bend into the knees, roll all the ragdoll roll to stand. Let your arms be heavy. At the top, lift the crown of the head, roll the shoulders down the back. Spread the arms out on an inhale. Left elbow underneath the right as you exhale, eagle pose with the arms. Lean back, inhale, press the forearms in and the elbows to the sky. Then exhale, curl down and in, separate the shoulder blades and awaken and breathe right into the back of your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, lean back, drive the elbows up, reach the fingertips past the face. Exhale, curl in, a little squeeze to your center line. Last time, inhale, little arch. Exhale, curl in, let the upper back round. On an inhale, lift the chest up, spread the arms out. As you exhale, pivot the right toes forward, setting up for triangle pose. Left toe slightly in, turn the right palm to the sky, a reverse version of triangle to begin with. Lean back, let the right hip lift, let the right waist lift. Take 1 more inhale, tilt back, and then exhale all the way up and over into triangle to your right leg. Right hand to shin, a block outside of your foot if it's best. And then as you open out wide in every direction, once again, maybe you take the gaze within. Maybe you narrow the eyes or close them entirely, and then breathe into what's here. I found recently one of the things that's really supportive is imagining breathing that earth energy from my feet all the way up into my heart. And so maybe you draw that grounded quality all the way up and into the space of your heart. Give it one last little moment there. Bend the right knee, full reverse warrior on an inhale, lift the right arm up and over, lean back, take a goodbye breath. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, spin to your back, left toes, and drop the left knee down behind your hip. Untuck the left toes, rock the hips back, maybe blocks underneath the hands for support. As you straighten now your right leg, heart draws forward, heel draws back, shoulders draw back, and then you find your version of half splits. Your version of it. And it's so interesting. In these digital environments, we're not in a room where we can look around and have that mind of comparison. It's so freeing just to be in the pose that you're in. Not somebody else's body, not somebody else's DNA. How nice it is just to be right here with exactly the space that you're meant to be in today, and to breathe into it fully, to trust it fully, and to sense that that level of trust is what dignity and grace feel like. On an inhale, rebend your right knee in your own time. Shift your fingertips forward, lift your left knee, and then cross your left ankle behind your right. With your ankles crossed, stay down low and crawl your hands this time to the left so you get that nice, sweet outer right hip stretch. Inner thighs hugging toward each other, drop the head, fold in. Back to the center. On an inhale, slip the hands to the shins, lift the chest up, parallel, little challenge to the balance again. Exhale, forward fold, melt in. To the sky, inhale, press through the feet, rise all the way up, catch and interlace the fingers up and overhead, hug the upper arm bones in, inhale, lean to the left as you exhale, take the right arm up and over. And what do you need to slow down right now? You need to slow down your breath to help slow down your mind. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands pull down to the heart, ground into your right foot, tilt your torso out parallel, and then sweep the left leg behind you. Heart reaches forward, left heel drives back, deep breath in. Exhale, left knee taps the back of the right, curl in. Inhale, press the left leg back, shoot the heart forward. Exhale with grace, even if we fall out of it. What does that look and feel like? Knees tap. Last time, inhale, reach out. Exhale, left knee taps the back of the right. Inhale, back to warrior 3. Exhale, hands to the mat. Last little bit of a standing pose here. Melt your way in. Maybe right forearm wraps around right calf. Not about how high that left leg gets. What are these weird goals we set for ourselves? Why would getting your left toes all the way up to the sky be better than your leg being parallel? And that place of sensation, the moment there's sensation, be there with it, breathe into it. Try not to run away or make it better or stronger or different. Release the fingertips if they lifted. Take one last inhale. Exhale, left toes meet the right. Last flat back. Inhale, chest ahead. Hands down as you exhale. Step back to plank pose. Lower slow, final vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Down dog as you exhale. Pause in downward facing dog, knowing that you could also pause in child's pose if you'd prefer that moment there. Inhale to upper push-up plank. Exhale, lower the whole body down onto the mat. Release the tops of the feet to the floor. Once again, on an inhale, lift just the right leg this time. Reach the right leg back. Spread through the toes, get a little longer. Release the top of the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Reach the left toes back. Get a little bit longer through the left leg. Release the top of the left foot down. Feel how the knees are still lifted as the tops of the feet press down. Then reach the arms straight back, and on an inhale, lift the chest. And as you lift the chest, reach the fingertips back. And if you'd like to add the legs, you can. Lift the legs, maybe bend the knees, maybe reach back, maybe catch the tops of the feet. If you'd like full Dhanurasana, draw the toes to the sky, draw the heart ahead, take an inhale here, and then exhale, lower it all down onto the ground. Place the hands by the low ribs and press to child's pose. Coming full circle back to this place where we began. Stacking the hands maybe, or resting the forehead to the mat or to a block. Close the eyes. And then you sense that things have changed. Subtly or obviously, you are not the same person you were when practice began. You are embodied now. You took the time to step deeper into the body, to breathe fully and completely, to be receptive. And so taking this pause to acknowledge yourself for showing up today. On an inhale, rise. And lower the left foot down onto the floor. Reach the right leg up to the sky. Cup the hands behind the right thigh. So this place where the hamstrings are, as you cup the hands, press the thigh forward into the hand. So the opposite of trying to pull the leg towards you, actually try to push the leg away from you and awaken the hamstrings up. You're going to feel them kind of puff up into your hands. You can stay here or you can straighten the left leg out. And for those of you that tend to be hypermobile, just because you straighten the left leg, it doesn't mean that your left heel lifts. Keep the left heel down on the floor. Resist the straightening of the left leg beyond the point of straight. And then take a moment there and breathe into the back side of the body. And you can stay just like this, or for a moment, maybe curl the forehead up. Reach both arms forward. Maybe lift the left leg off the floor. Maybe take both arms outside of your right leg. You could even catch and interlace everything but the first finger once again. And if you take that twist, can you lift the right shoulder blade up and off the mat? Give it one last little moment there. Come back through center, arms separate, lower the left heel down, hug the left knee into the chest. Half a happy baby pose. Catch the right big toe with the first two fingers of the right hand. Spin the heel of the right foot to the sky as the right thigh draws down. Just a moment there into half a happy baby pose. Opening the right knee outside of the right waist, the right side of the torso. And if you can't quite catch the toe, you can hold the shin, you can hold behind the knee. There's always a place for you in this practice. Hug the right knee back into the chest and take a twist. Cross the right knee over the body. Reach the right arm out to the right side. Use the left hand tenderly for support as the right hip stacks on top of the left. Easy twist. Inhale back to center, hug the knees into the chest. Lower the sole of the right foot down onto the floor. Lift the left leg to the sky. Cup the hands behind the left leg. Once again, press the left thigh forward into the hands, and that actually descends the left hip forward and it makes more space across the left waist. And what you might notice is that you actually have more space to breathe. Reach the right leg ahead if you'd like. Take a couple of moments there. Slowing the breath, breathing out into the sides of the body. Again, the option to stay just right here or curl the forehead toward the knee. Maybe reach both arms forward. Maybe float the right heel an inch or so off the mat. Maybe take both arms outside of the right leg and catch the left leg and catch an interlace. Can you lift now the left shoulder blade up? Notice if it wants to drop. Can you curl up a little bit deeper? Give it one last little squeeze there. Back through the center, both arms separate. Right heel drops. Hug the left knee in, half a happy baby pose, catching the part of the leg that makes sense for you. Toe, outer foot, shin, back of knee. And then drop the eyes into the back of the head, this visualization of allowing the eyes to get heavy into their sockets. Letting the eyelids get heavy over the eyes. And aiming the attention once again inside. Hug the left knee in and take a twist. Cross the left knee over to the right side. Reach through the left arm. Gaze can be to the left, to the ceiling, to the right. It doesn't actually matter. Find a place for you where you can remain present in the body with the flow of the breath. On an inhale, come back through center. Hug the left knee into the chest, hug the right knee into the chest. Curl the forehead up to meet the knees. Squeeze the fingers, squeeze the toes. Say thank you to this body that took you through this practice today. And then exhale, release the legs forward. Drop the arms down by the sides. Rotate the palms to the sky. As you land in Shavasana, a full and final rest. Letting go of the urgency to get back into the day. And giving yourself these couple of moments, such a important gesture of both grace and dignity to know when it's time to rest. And Shavasana, as you rest fully and deeply here together in this space today. Allow this next breath to be just a little bit more full and deep. Keep the eyes closed, stretch the arms up and over the head. Reach through the toes, stretch from fingertips to feet. Hug the knees into the chest and roll onto the right side. Take a moment there, maybe cradle your head, maybe the eyes stay closed. And in your own time, press your way up to sit, finding a comfortable cross of the legs. Draw the hands together at the space of the heart and bow the chin. And often we get pulled out of our dignity and our grace when we get trapped in me consciousness, when we get trapped in our small minds and our egos. Yoga is a reminder of union of the collective. That's why we practice in Sangha, community, or what's also referred to as a gathering of truth. And so can you observe today and this week when you fall into that me consciousness? We're going to do it. We're going to do it throughout the day. We're going to do it in all of our relationships. It's part of our being human, and we're not trying to transcend that. But in that moment of awareness, what would it be like simply to ask the question, what would it look like in this breath, in the next word I speak, to embody we consciousness, to think beyond our small selves, maybe even to think about generations ahead. And so from this place, knowing that what happens on your mat stays in your life, inhale your thumbs to your forehead for clarity of thought, your fingertips to your lips for thoughtfulness of speech, and your hands to your heart for consistency of action, allowing your practice to guide you through everything you're thinking, saying, and doing. Take a final deep breath in through the nose. And open the mouth, exhale, let it go. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed your practice. It's always such an honor to spend time with you. If you'd like to experience all of my programs, series, audio meditations, wisdom talks, and so much more, you can find a growing library of content at innerdimensiontv.com. Again, be sure to click subscribe below and join my newsletter. I'd love to practice with you live. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for your practice today.